Welcome back to my workshop. Now, I haven't made a video for a while, so see if I can remember what I'm doing. What I need to do is build a cupboard for my bins. Now what I've got is we've just painted the house and now the bins look atrocious, so I need a cupboard. I need to be able to open the top of the cupboard to put rubbish in, but I need to open the front of the cupboard to pull the bins out. All right, what I've got is a couple of pieces of construction timber here. This was old roof joists that I've salvaged from somewhere, and also I've got some pallet wood which I'm going to be using for the sides. So first thing I need to do is chop these down to size, and because these are too thick I've got to chop them, rip them down the middle. So that's what I've got to do first. Let's get on with that. Okay, so I've got those ripped to length, the long pieces. I've got 3 of my uprights cut, but I need to get a 4th one, obviously. And the problem I've got is, the 4th one is in there somewhere. So I've got to move the CNC machine out of the way, or my roll cabinet, just to get a piece of wood. Right, that was probably the world's worst bit of joinery, but it's a piece of garden furniture, so it doesn't matter. But one thing to be careful of, look, this happened. Can you see? I've gone too far, gone too deep. Now the reason that happened was because on my miter saw here, let's get you in shot, this is the depth stop. So for when you're trenching, goes down and it stops at a certain distance. Now obviously this thing vibrates, which means that this thing, which is the stop, yeah, it vibrated in, and next thing you know I went all the way down. That's not good. Keep your wits about you. Right, just a little tip while we're here. If you're ever using this type of wood, this is actually from a roof conversion that was done, and this is really rough sawn timber that's been in the loft for a million years. If you're ever using this, make sure the one piece of equipment you've got is a pair of tweezers, because you're going to get splinters and they hurt. Okay, so the basic frame's all together with some of the world's worst joinery ever. I've got all my pallet wood here. There's no 2 pieces that are the same. We've got wide, thin ones, and we've got shorter, fat ones. They're thicker, and so I'm gonna have to sort these out to try and get them into some sort of order, and then maybe run them through the planer. Right, so I'm back in the workshop now. It's been a couple of days while we've been busy going to work and playing online quizzes. Now before I do something with these bits of pallet, what I want to do is, I've literally been back in the workshop a couple of seconds, I've touched the framework and I've got a splinter. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly hit it with an angle grinder with a flappy disc on it, and try and get rid of some of the splinters. So I'm going to get on with that now, and hopefully stop getting myself covered in splinters. Don't forget these. Right, so I've just had to move the main framework and to the garden. Mrs. Little Workshop just give me a hand, which is great. Now what I've got is the lids. Now it's going to be 3 separate lids, 2 bins and a food bin. All I'm going to do is make it out of pallet wood, which I've edged it and I've quickly flattened some of it, but I'll do it all afterwards. And the idea is I literally stick these together, and then afterwards I'll trim them to the right size. So let's get on with that. That will do for that one. Right, that's the 3 lids all stuck together here. I'm going to leave these overnight now. I think what I'll do is I'll have a quick tidy up and resume in the morning. You can't unlock your phone when you got a thumb full of glue. It don't work. Right, I'll leave that to dry and I'll see you in the morning. Right, it's the next day. I found a long piece of pallet wood here, which I've just run through the planer thicknesser. This is going to go along the back behind the 3 lids. The 3 lids are still down here. So I've run this through the planer thicknesser, but because it's first thing, I was a bit lazy, I didn't put my chip extractor on, and this is what happens. Look, sawdust everywhere. So it's going to take me another 20 minutes to clean up. Right, I've now got to get the lid sorted out. Right, quick update on where we are. I keep forgetting to film because I'm walking backwards and forwards to the garden. Right, just got another load of bits of pallet wood. These have all got to be planed down and thinned down because they're going to be the doors. Now obviously people are touching these, so I don't want any splinters on this. Right, let me show you how far I've got. Now we've got to go out into the garden. All the way around the garden. So I've done quite a bit. Right, okay, so here we are. Let me turn the camera around so you can see. This is what we've got at the moment. All the sides are on, none of them have been sanded down. Sides are on. These are the lids that I've been making. I've just put a couple of hinges on. The backboard is all screwed on. These are not very flat, but they'll do. Okay, and inside the lid I've just put this little framework on here just to give it an extra bit of strength. Okay, they all seem to shut okay. So that's where we are at the moment. Now I've got to put 3 doors on here and the slats are going to look exactly the same as the sides. And that's where we are. Right, let's get back in the workshop. Right, so let's quickly make some doors. Here's the frame of the first door. Now the simplest way to do it is obviously measure the size of the hole that you've got. Okay, don't forget to allow, in this case, 5mm for the hinges. Right, this is just 2 uprights, 2 cross braces and a diagonal brace. Right, let's get back in the workshop and start making one of these. So I've got my 2 uprights cut approximately to size. Now my inside braces here and here, don't know exactly how big they're going to be yet because we've got to edge these because we're going to be doing pocket hole joints. So we want these as flat as possible. So over onto the planer thicknesser to get a flat edge on both the insides. Right, hopefully you can see this. Right, I've now got a planed edge on both my uprights. I want to find out how wide the cross braces have got to be. So the easiest way to do it is put the 2 uprights together. That's going to give you how big your sides are. We know the door wants to be 49.5 centimeters long or wide, so we just go 49.5 here. Okay, and then our second piece of wood, here 49.5. Oh, we're nearly there. Okay, and then we just chop those two down on a chop saw. Okay, so that's our inside braces cut. So now the width for the door should be 49.5, which is what we need for our hole. Now this is basically going to be held together with pocket hole screws. So all I've got to do is drill some pocket holes here and on that one. I'll show you how to do that now. Okay, this is a pocket hole jig. It's a very cheap one, but it works a treat. Okay, so this is the end we want to put some pocket holes in, and you literally put these two locating holes, lugs here, up against the edge, clamp it to the bench, and then with your special, this is a special pocket hole drill, drill a hole through the guide. Okay, go on to the next part you want to drill a hole in, reclamp it, drill the next hole. Okay, so let's give me two pocket holes here. So the screw goes down in here and it comes out through here. Right, I've got to do that for the other ends, then we'll screw it together. Right, so let's screw this together. Now you're supposed to use, with pocket holes, you're supposed to use this style of screw, which has got a flat bottom here. But I haven't got enough of those, so I'm just going to use normal tapered headed screws here. Okay, and all you do is you literally, the screws slot in here and in here. Okay, and with this on a flat surface and the floor's flat enough, okay, I hold it together like that, screw it together. Now I could use some glue, but I don't think I will. Swoop, swoop. On the other side. Two screws, line up. Switch on the floor. Okay, so not the best door in the world. There we do. It's fairly strong. Now we need a cross brace. Right, so for the cheap and cheerful cross brace, what we do is we've got another piece of pallet, measure it and put a line halfway down the middle. So this is approximately 100, so we go 50 there, 50 there, strike a line down the middle. Okay, and then what we do, get our screws out of the way. The line we just drawn down the middle, line it up with opposing corners like that. Yeah, so this corner here and this corner here, and then all we do is stick flat. Okay, we cut this out on the bandsaw. Right, so we cut this out on the bandsaw, and I've also done some more pocket hole joints here, which we've just seen how to do those. So this now just fits in here, like that. A couple of screws, one in here, we'll do one in here, one here. Right, so here we have the basic frame. So what we have to do now is make sure that the hinge side here, the actual diagonal goes up towards the furthest point. Yeah, so it's going to pivot on here. Okay, because if you have it the other way around, chances are your door is going to sag. All right, so hinge this side and it opens like this. Right, going to stick that on a cupboard. Okay, so that's this door frame done. I've just stuck a couple of hinges on here, and that's that. Right, just got to do the one in the middle, and then we'll start putting some cladding on the outside. Right, so I'm out in the garden at the moment, still with the cabinet here. I've put on some slats on the front. The lids are all done, just got to cover those now. The slats on the front were a pain, but they're all on now. What I'm going to do is cover the lids with this stuff, which is like a roofing underfelt. I know it's waterproof, but it's breathable. So all we've got to do now is take off the lids, cover it with this lot, and put the lids back on. Right, it's getting a bit blowy here now. It's just about to pour down with rain. Okay, the lids are covered in the felty stuff. So the insides look a bit ropey, but a bit of black paint and that'll be fine. So that's that shut. How's that look? Yeah, it looks alright. It's waterproof. Yeah, it'll be okay. A little bit of black paint on the inside of those. Right, now I've got to do some door catches. I've got to figure out what I'm going to do there. So let's get on with that. God, it's windy. Right, so I wanted to put some catches on the outside of here. Why don't I put them on the inside? So I had a rummage through my hardware drawer and I've come up with an idea. I've tried it on this door, see if it works. And the idea is this. Open the top, open the door, and what I've got is just an interior door handle which we've salvaged off some old doors, and that just locates on this block of wood here. So when you shut it, latches, and that's solid. Okay, let me show you from inside. Okay, so all we got this latch here, it opens, and then when you shut it, like that, and that's solid. That'll do. Let me do it to the other doors. Alright, so I'm now inside the cupboard. I've got my block here with 2 screws pre-drilled and ready to go. Let's hold the door shut, locate that where I want it to go, so there's a little bit of tension on it, so it holds the door shut. Start the screws. Open the door. Okay. Job done. Obviously you access that from the top. Right, so there's one more thing to do before I hit it with a bit of paint. I'm going to quickly use this flappy paddle on my angle grinder, and I'm going to take off all the sharp edges, so basically there's no splinters. Right, so all I've got to do now is give it a coat of paint, which I'm going to use this stuff, which is very good. It's what we use in the rest of the garden, on the gazebo, etc. So we know it's okay. I might give it a couple of coats of that. So start painting. So it's finally done. We finished painting it in the rain. Me and Mrs. Little Workshop finished painting it this morning. I've got the lids back on, and here it is. Yeah, don't look too bad. Let's have a closer look. It's just started raining again. Right, okay, so we've got our lids here. This is waterproof, but I know it breathes, so we're not going to make the wood rotten underneath. We've painted it black inside, so this looks okay-ish now. This is obviously our normal rubbish bin, and if you want to access this, then yeah, so we've got a little handle here. Just release it and it opens. Okay, so it closes, handle shut, job done. Okay, in the middle we've got our food bin here, and then underneath we've got our glass. Okay, so I think it's starting to rain, so I'm going to go in now. Yeah, I think it looks better than it used to. It's not exactly a posh bin cupboard, but yeah, it's a bit more presentable than before. What I've got to do now is clean up this rubbish. What's that all about? Alright, thanks very much for watching, and thanks for staying till the end, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye! Oh, you muppet. Drop your screwdriver. Uprights cut approximately to the side. So I've got my two uprights cut approximately to size. I'll get this right in a minute.